welcome to the MBA series with Foreign Admits. This is video number 2 in the 4-part MBA series. In video number 1, we covered all the things you need to do to build your profile for an MBA program. In this week's episode, we're going to be covering the 1-year versus the 2-year MBA program, the pros and cons of both. So if you haven't done already, please subscribe to this channel. The MBA, or the Masters in Business Administration, is a much sought after course, and a lot of students from India want to do an MBA abroad. Now the MBA of course has many different formats, and based on your profile you can decide which type of MBA program you want to go for. Choosing the right MBA program for you depends on your career goals, your current profile, and of course the time you're willing to invest in getting that MBA degree. Now, in general, there are 5 different types of MBA programs: the 1-year full-time MBA, the 2-year full-time MBA, the executive MBA, the online MBA, and the part-time MBA. In this video, we're only going to be talking about the first 2 options, which are the 1-year full-time program and the 2-year full-time program. Generally, the full-time MBA program refers to the 2-year MBA program, which is obviously 24 months in duration. It is a residential program that includes physical classes, live projects, internships, as well as sometimes final placements as well. Over the last couple of years, the 1-year MBA program has become much more popular because a lot of students who have much more work experience are going for an MBA. And given COVID and everything else, a lot of students are opting for the 1-year program versus the 2-year MBA. Now, which countries offer the 1-year or 2-year programs? Most European MBAs are the 1-year or the 1.5-year programs versus most programs in America, which are the 2-year full-time MBA programs. Some of the top business schools in Europe that offer the 1-year program are insead, CAS Business School, SDA Bocconi, IE in Spain, Warwick in UK. But now, given the pandemic and everything else, a lot of schools in the US, such as the Johnson School of Business, the Kellogg School of Business, USC Marshall, Boston University, as well as Emory Goizueta School of Business are also offering a 1-year full-time MBA program. Now, coming to the 1-year versus the 2-year MBA program, the 1-year MBA is much shorter in duration. It's 10 to 12 months, therefore it is much more intense. The 2-year MBA program is spread over 2 years, so you get a lot more time to actually do things in and around campus and explore different opportunities. So now let's get down to the pros and the cons of the 1-year MBA program. For the 1-year MBA program, the number 1 pro is the cost. Given the duration is just 1 year, the cost is of course also half of the 2-year MBA program. And I'm not only talking about the tuition fee, your living expenses are also much lesser, of course, if you go for a 1-year versus a 2-year MBA program. So number 1 pro is that the cost of the 1-year program is much lesser. The second pro for the 1-year program is that you get to go back into the workforce after just 1 year. So you've lost out on just 1 year of actually earning an income. You're only away from the job market for that 1 year. Therefore, this also leads to pro number 3, which is a better ROI, or return on investment, for your 1-year MBA program. You're spending less money, you're out of the job market for just 1 year, and you are getting back into the job market after a year. Therefore, you can pay back your money or your investment made on your MBA much faster as well. Moving on to the cons of the 1-year MBA program, the number 1 con of the 1-year MBA program is that it is very fast-paced and intense. This is a 2-year program that has been fit into 1 year, so there's a lot more studies to do. It's much harder because it's more rigorous, and you will not get so much time to participate and be parts of clubs and activities and do things on campus. The second con to the 1-year MBA program is that usually, because the program is much shorter in duration and there's a lot going on, they will not be able to give you opportunities for internships because the program actually finishes in 1 year duration. There is no time in between courses to actually provide for a time for an internship. And these internships are very important for international students like you who are going to study abroad, because this gives you an opportunity to network with a lot of people within those countries, actually get those internships which might convert into a job after you have finished your program. So one of the cons of the 1-year program is usually they do not have an internship component to it. The third con to the one-year MBA program is networking. This is a very important part of an MBA degree, and while there are of course some opportunities on campus, because the program is so much tougher, there are lots of classes, cases, assignments that you need to complete after classes are over, as well as group activities over the weekends, you will not get enough time to actually network with people that you might want to, which the two-year MBA program might actually offer you. So networking is very important again as an international student, because that's how you find out about opportunities, get to meet industry experts, get to meet people in the field that you want to actually get a job in, especially if you're trying to switch your career, move into different industries. Networking is the thing that is actually going to help you out. So doing the one-year program will not give you much opportunity to network. Con number 4 of the one-year MBA program is you will not get enough time to explore your city or travel around. The thing is, again, because it's intense, there's a lot more happening on campus in classes, and because they're compressing the two-year MBA program into a one-year degree, you will have to do a lot more things in class and therefore won't have enough time or opportunities to actually explore the country or the city you're going to study abroad in. This is also really important for you as international students, so definitely take a look at this before applying for a one-year MBA program. The fifth con of the one-year MBA program is that you don't have a senior batch to you. This is not a major con, but it is something to think about as international students, because in a two-year MBA program, you will have the senior to get in touch with, talk to, and help you out as well. So on campus, there is literally no way for you to network because it's just your batch on campus who's studying for that one-year MBA program. So it is something to think about. Usually the people who go for the one-year MBA program are much more clearer about their career goals and know exactly why they're getting that MBA degree. It is not usually recommended for people who are switching their careers or just want to explore opportunities after an MBA. That's why the choice of deciding between a one-year program and a two-year MBA actually depends on your career goals. So what are you looking to accomplish through this MBA apart from career growth and increased salaries? Now let's look at the two-year full-time MBA program. Now the two-year MBA program is of course 2 full years in duration, which is 4 semesters. In the first year, you'll be usually doing your general requirements or your core curriculum. And in the second year, you will have much more flexibility to choose your electives and dig deeper into particular subject areas that you like. Globally speaking, 60% of the applicants who apply for the 2-year full-time MBA program have 3 full years of work experience or more. Now, I talked about this in the first video as well. Work experience for an MBA is very, very important. Please do not go for an MBA right after your bachelor's degree or college, because it doesn't make any sense. You're planning to do a master's in business administration. If you haven't worked in a business, it's not going to give you the same value. So work in a company, work in a corporation, work in a startup, but do full-time work for a couple of years before applying for your MBA program. This will help you not only get into a good MBA program, but also after the MBA. So when you're applying for a job after the MBA, the person who has work experience is going to get a job after the MBA. So I recommend you as international students need that upper hand. So please do some amount of work experience before even thinking of doing an MBA degree. Now let's look at the pros of the 2-year full-time MBA program. Number 1 is longer duration. Of course, because it's longer duration, you get a lot more time to actually explore different subjects. You get a much more deep dive into things. You can speak to professors. There's a lot more learning for you on campus. And more learning is equal to more experiences. In the 2-year full-time MBA program, you get a lot more exposure to different things happening. So the longer the duration, the better it is for you as a student to actually explore what the MBA is and then get to decide and deep dive into a particular area, for example, finance or strategy or entrepreneurship, whatever it is that you want to do. The second pro to the full-time MBA program is networking. There's a lot more opportunity for you to meet professors, students, alumni, and participate in extracurricular activities, join clubs, and actually do a lot more on campus. in the 2-year MBA program. The third pro to the 2-year full-time MBA program is internships. Students get an opportunity to do an internship between the first and the second year. Now this is very, very important for you as international students because it offers you the opportunity to meet actual industries, work with actual companies in those countries, and of course therefore convert that internship into a job later on. The 2-year program definitely provides you much more opportunities for you to grow your network in campus as well as outside of campus. Now in campus as well, given that this is a 2-year MBA program, you have your seniors. So you can network with them, ask them questions and have an interaction with people who are not just in your class but a year above you as well, who've been through exactly what you're going through. And they are going to get into the job market a year ahead of you. And therefore, that connection with these students, building your network is much easier in the 2-year MBA program. The fourth pro point for the 2-year MBA program is trips. The 2-year MBA program will give you a lot of opportunities to actually visit different industries, not just in the country you're in, but they also organize international trips to different countries and organize factory visits, industry visits, and get experts to come and meet you as MBA students. So this is a great pro for the 2-year MBA program. The fifth pro to the 2-year MBA program is flexibility. The 2-year MBA program is less intensive than the 1-year MBA program simply because it's longer in duration. There's a lot more flexibility offered to you in terms of classes. Like I mentioned, you can actually choose a lot more electives in your second year. You can also be part of different clubs, activities, trips like I mentioned, and get time to network as well. So overall, the 2-year MBA program is a lot more flexible than the 1-year MBA program. Now let's move on to the cons of the 2-year program. The number one con is the cost. The 2-year MBA is one of the most expensive degrees in the world. So it is a very, very important investment that you're making in yourself. So the cost is actually quite high. You are not only spending on the tuition fees, but you're also spending 2 years of living expenses, going on these trips that I've mentioned, and spending a lot around the classroom. So clubs, activities, all of these things cost money. So the con for the 2-year MBA program is that it's much more expensive than the 1-year MBA program. The second con for the 2-year MBA program is that you will be out of the workforce for 2 full years. That means that you will not be earning for 2 years, you will be out of the workforce for those 2 years, and therefore you have to understand that the type of MBA that you do and why you want to do it depends on your career goal. If you have lesser work experience, you want to explore different opportunities, you're not extremely clear on what you want to do after an MBA, and you're looking for a career switch, the 2-year MBA program is much more suited towards your goals. But if you're someone who knows exactly what you want to do, you're not making a career switch, and you have between 4 to 7 years of work experience, the 1-year MBA program will be much more suited towards your profile. Getting an MBA is a personal decision, but it's also a professional decision. There are many different ways for you to build up your profile for an MBA program. Do check out our first video linked right here, which talks about how you build your profile. What are the quantitative and qualitative aspects that you need to focus on to build up your profile for an MBA degree? If you're considering applying to business school, foreign admits will work with you to build up your profile and help you apply to the top colleges around the world. So just click the link in the description box to know more. If you want to book one-on-one mentoring sessions with me, Ananya Madhavan, you can do that as well. The link is in the description box below. I can help you with your MBA applications or any questions you might have about studying abroad. If you have any questions for us, feel free to write them in the comment box below and we'll definitely get back to you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching and stay tuned for more videos in this MBA series.